What's up, everybody? Welcome to my dark night, non-night vision video blog, episode 15. Just got done finishing the day of Mexico playing Brazil. But since our last podcast or video blog, a lot has happened, so let's go over what happened over the weekend and a little bit of yesterday. Over the weekend, of course, there's some good games. Portugal beat up pretty badly by Germany. But one positive out of that, for Portugal at least, was that Cristiano Ronaldo came out today. I saw on YouTube a little video to all his fans, and he seemed to be in good spirits and recognized the loss and not playing well, but promises to come back strong. So that was good to see. The technology today and social media really makes these players and athletes really accessible to their fans. But Germany was looking great. Argentina also did pretty good. Messi scored a goal, and they did good. Their opponent wasn't the greatest, but in Bosnia, but they didn't do too bad. A surprise that I really enjoyed seeing was Costa Rica beating Uruguay. The Forlan and all those guys really are sort of annoying and arrogant and not really a team that I like, so I was glad to see the Ticos take them out. So that was a pretty great win. Italy, of course, beats England. England always seems to find a way to lose. Those are some of the highlights that I remember of. Now to Monday, yesterday, the USA and their game against Ghana. This is a team in Ghana that took out the USA in the last two World Cups. The USA is looking for revenge. USA comes without Landon Donovan in the World Cup, with a bunch of young German Americans and other guys on the team. Immediately scores a goal. Now this is something interesting for the US. They score an immediate goal, go up 1-0. Now after that, all you see is pretty much the US protecting that 1-0 lead. There's not much offense. All their players are back defending the goal. You just see a whole line of five and another line of five, and then maybe just one straggler up top in the middle circle. But no offense at all. And part of it is because Bradley was having a bad game. Their midfield wasn't possessing. They weren't getting passes along, mostly because they were trying to dribble too much. They weren't getting open. Ghana's a really athletic team, really fast team, and strong. So when you dribble, you're going to get pushed off the ball and you're going to get it stolen. So that's what's happening with the U.S. They couldn't keep possession. They were just defending the whole first half, and then the whole beginning of the second half, pretty much the same. Of course, the U.S. is used to this. That's been a lot of what their play has been for the last years. I thought that was going to change with Klinsmann, but it didn't. So it eventually came back to bite them, because they let Ghana in with a pretty nice goal. The tres dedos, he shot it up with his left foot, took it past Howard. Now that goal changed it a bit, because now it was 1-1. There was, I think, 5 minutes left to play, and so the U.S. Still wasn't doing too good with possession, but they would get a counter every now and then. And on this one occasion, they did get a counter. Bradley, I saw, had some space. There was no defenders, and it was a rarity for him to have this kind of space towards the end of the game. He got some space and ended up they won a corner kick, and then off the corner kick came the clutch header by Brooks, who I believe is a German guy. It was pretty funny, because on Twitter they had a Q&A with him, and someone asked him who his favorite club was or something, and he said Hertha Berlin, my home club, or something. And I was like, Hertha Berlin, what city is that in the United States? And a little joke there, but yeah, he got the good header, and that was a solid win for the U.S. They didn't play well. They got a good goal from Dempsey, and then got the final goal at the end to win. But this is a Ghana team, and usually you bunker, usually you protect the lead, and just get constantly attacked when you can't match up with the abilities of a great team like a Germany or Brazil or an Argentina, where you got to protect the ball and you just can't handle them. But this was a Ghana, the U.S. now going to play Portugal, who of course Portugal, Pepe lost his head, lost his cool, and will not play that game. He got a red card, a slight headbutt, which I don't know if it was a real red card worthy. For sure yellow, but Pepe, that's the way he is, so he risked it. He got it, so we'll see how the U.S. continues to do. But it was a good win. It will be very interesting the next couple of games for the United States. Now to Mexico, today's game. I was, based on previous results with Brazil, I was confident that Mexico would get a good result. I wanted, at minimum, a tie, but I wanted the win. I thought a win could be possible if they played really well, and if they played like they did in the Olympics, and if they played like they did in other occasions. Now, the Olympics were in London. Other occasions weren't necessarily in Brazil. Confederations was, and Mexico got beat 2-0 or 3-0. So this was a game in Brazil, in the biggest tournament in the world. It was going to be tough with that crowd. It was going to be tough with the pressure. And early in the game, you can see it. Hector Herrera was nervous, felt the pressure. Other players had as well, but Hector Herrera, I think, felt it most. He lost the ball a few times, made some bad passes, dribbled when he shouldn't have. I saw something really impressive in Andres Guardado. He had the ball, he was a little nervous, but then he tried some moves. He tried some dribbling techniques and feints to the Brazilians and was able to pull them off. And so he gained confidence. The team slowly gained confidence. Brazil was on the attack, and it looked like Mexico was holding back a little. I wouldn't say bunkering, because they did go on the attack when they could. It's just that they couldn't get too many good passes. They were nervous, and because they were nervous, they're shooting long balls, and the long balls are ending up, it's a 50-50 chance or less, and they're ending up in Brazil's hands, and they're going on the attack. So eventually Mexico calmed down. They were able to get more possession. They were able to bring it back to Brazil. The main point of the first half, the main aspect for Mexico was Memo Ochoa. He was awesome in the goal. He saved, I think, 7 opportunities, one off a header from Neymar. Awesome one-handed stop that was on the goal line, almost went in. Another from Thiago Silva, I think, got a header. Excellent reflexes in the right spot for Memo Ochoa. He blocked all these shots. Another kick from Neymar that went right to his chest. Saved the game. Definitely was Memo Ochoa. He was the hero of the match. One thing that in the second half, Mexico started to get some long-range shots, started to get some possession, and actually had Brazil on their heels. There was a moment in the game where Brazil had all 11 players on their side of the field defending. Mexico was on the attack, and more in the second half. They weren't waiting back as much. There was three offensive players looking for the ball in Brazilian territory, trying to get the ball back. Chicharito came in, was doing that. Uribe, when he was in there, was doing that. So they changed definitely in the second half, and they were just playing like Miguel Herrera said. He said they were going to go after him. They weren't going to just sit back and play, but they went after him. There was a lot of long-range shots. Giovanni got one. Hector Herrera got one. They were really near, but they were just too far high. They were too high over the crossbar. So it was definitely a good game. Ended 0-0. One thing I liked about the post-game interviews was they asked Miguel Herrera, did that feel like a win? And he said, no, it felt like a tie. They were going for the win, but it felt like a tie. And that's what it was. It was a tie. You can't just because it's Brazil, you can't say a tie is more than what it really is. A tie is a tie. 1 point is 1 point, and Mexico did get that result, and it was a good result based on the opponent they were playing. So 4 points for Brazil, 4 points for Mexico. They must get a win against Croatia. That is the points that they need, the points that they should expect of themselves. They can't be letting down or playing down to a lesser opponent. Croatia is vital for Mexico to continue on and get a good spot or get a good confidence going into this next round. But Croatia is the match that they need to be focused on. So just a quick, going a little over on time. I usually try for 10 minutes, but just a little contrast between and I talked about this in my first video blogs, was the contrast between the U.S. type of play and the Mexico play. The U.S. got a win, but not really playing well, and not necessarily attractive soccer or anything like that, because that was definitely the case. It wasn't attractive, but they got the win. Mexico played very well and just got a tie. So you can sort of see the different types of soccer that's displayed there. I've said it before that when you bunker, you're usually bunkering because you're nervous, or there's 5 minutes left and you're trying to save it. You're trying to defend your lead, and the other team is desperate to score, so they're really putting all their effort into possession and attacking. So that's when you're sort of back against the wall. Or when you're up against a really strong opponent where you just can't handle them. You can't hold possession, you can't attack, you can't keep possession. They're just good at taking away the ball and keeping their possession on their side and then attacking you all the time. So you're sort of forced to bunker. I don't think that was the case for U.S. Their talent should have been high enough to take more possession and not have that lopsided of a game. But they did get the win, and that's just the way it is. Some people call it anti-football, but whatever. Mexico, on the other hand, plays attacking ball. Sometimes it can get you into trouble on counterattacks or on too less of players on defense. So that's just the way the game is. It's a lot more enjoyable. I was on the edge of my seat the entire Mexico game, barely breathing, having heart attacks left and right. But great game. Look forward to more to continue tomorrow, Spain, and just more games to come. So stay tuned. We'll be seeing you on Twitter and elsewhere. Talk to you later.